Hey guys, and welcome. Today we're hanging out with Evan Seech here. Say what's up.
What's up?
All right. If you don't know, I'm Robert. I'm a student too, and we're just kind of be going over uh, with Evan his experience with Fous4Trading, and as you can see, he's in his college dorm room right now, and so we get a lot of people that start trading from college, and I myself also got started trading in college, and we'll kind of go through that. And the idea today is to just kind of speak with him, learn through his experiences, just kind of getting started from the very beginning, from interest of trading and to actually doing it and finding our program and going through our program and everything thereafter. So certainly excited today. This is kind of a series we'll be doing. Cameron will be doing some others, but today I'm with Evan because him and I have a similar story, and we'll go through with that. So Evan, just briefly kind of tell
Yeah.
us about yourself, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Fort Myers, Florida. I also lived in Cleveland, Ohio for a little bit. I'm 18 right now, actually turning 19 tomorrow. So I'm up at FSU right now, so Florida State University in Tallahassee as a freshman, and I'm studying finance and accounting and computer science. So
Cool. Awesome. So obviously you're studying finance. We get a lot of people that kind of have that interest in trading, and they go the finance route. And we'll be kind of going through that. Cameron Foos went kind of a similar route, right? He wanted to be a broker, and he went to Oregon State, and similar thing, and then ended up trading. And that story, the rest is history, right? So let's focus on you and kind of start really from the beginning. How did you really start kind of budding your interest in trading, markets, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting story, I guess, how I actually got kind of interested in the market, interested in just stocks as a whole. So basically in the '08 crash, as you know, a lot of people lost a lot of money and a lot of valuable things. So my grandparents, they before that had it all. They had a yacht, a couple of Cadillacs, and a couple of condos and stuff. And in 2008, when the market crashed and everything, my grandpa and my grandma lost $500,000 roughly in that. So I kind of just remember, like 10 years ago, little me sitting on the couch with my grandpa, just watching him basically curse out the CNBC screen, just seeing red prints just running across the entire screen, just engulfing it. So from there, there's always been some weird, I guess, feeling towards the stock market that in high school kind of just resurged and just became an interest of mine. And, I don't really know what kind of sparked that, I guess, in '08 and stuff, but it was just really intriguing to me that people could not only lose a lot of money, but at the same time can make a ton because, them actually having $500,000 to lose means they gained $500,000 through the market at some point in time. So, just the opportunity there in the market, stocks and investing just really intrigued me at that point.
That's interesting. Through your family's pain, you decided to kind of bud your interest in trading. But yeah, no, and that is interesting.
Yeah, I get some interesting reactions from them whenever I tell them.
Yeah, it's true. So, for those who don't really know or have experienced 2008, it was definitely crazy, and certainly very, very painful for a lot of people. But there were a lot of people that made money. With The Big Short, one movie kind of went through that. You mentioned one day that kind of breakdown of the opposite side of things, shorting, which we teach a lot, and we'll kind of get into that. So market goes up or goes down. With day trading, it doesn't matter. So that's great, and it's also interesting. So both you and Cameron both gained an interest in trading stocks from their grandfather. So in different ways, his grandfather passed away, and his family then blew that, right? And your grandfather just kind of held through the unexpected.
Yeah, he's still holding some stuff now, still bag holding. So
I'm sure. leave it to your grandparents to bag hold for years, right?
Yeah, seriously.
They'll never give up with it. Cool. So okay, so at that point you were um, young, right? So I was 2008, 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So there's a little time. Take us through that little time gap there. Obviously, as you got older, in
Mhm.
high school, things like that, things you got a little bit more serious about your passion to go down this route, and including majoring in finance and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a lot of time. I think that was more elementary school and stuff. Then I went through all middle school, kind of not really knowing. Of course, I mean, I was a middle schooler. Not a lot of middle schoolers know what they're really going to do or want to do or what they're interested in. I was just interested in playing basketball here and there then. So, I got to high school. It was actually last spring break, so about almost a year ago from now. I traveled to Europe with some a couple of friends. A little bit of a school trip, but it was more just us free in the city and stuff. So I really got to explore Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, and just that whole traveling atmosphere was just amazing for me. I've never been out of the country, let alone even out of a couple different states. So just experiencing a whole nother world over there was pretty freaking awesome. And I knew that that was something that I always wanted to do again. And from there, while I was still on that trip, I was looking for opportunities that could allow me to do that. And I remembered, my interest in trading and stuff. Actually, on the flight, I watched The Big Short. So it was kind of, I don't know, I guess those things kind of worked in tandem and stuff, just researching my interest in trading and then thinking about all the opportunities that you have with day trading. I mean, you can literally do it from a laptop wherever you're at. And, even bring a couple portable monitors and you're good, just like Cameron does. I found him on YouTube actually, and saw, this is what he did. So I actually watched his one video on where he traveled to Medellin and stayed at Pablo Escobar's little penthouse there. And I'm just sitting there thinking, dang, this is actually something that you could literally capitalize on and do this for a really good living and also just have freedom that not many people could ever see in their life. So that was kind of what sparked my interest there.
Got it. Yeah, that's cool. And how long were you actually in Europe for that trip?
Just 10 days. So,
Okay, cool.
mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, those are a beautiful part of the world. Switzerland is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely um, just a good thing to do to be able to travel and as long as there's good internet, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Cool. So from there, so you then you kind of decided to go to school, right? So you went to FSU and decided to major in finance, and so take me to that connection, right? So you had this interest in finance but also in the stock market, and can we talk a little bit about, I'm speaking with a lot of people that are finance majors, and I'm not
Mhm.
going to spoil it, but just take me through kind of your experience after, a couple of semesters studying, and,
Mhm.
did they teach you how to trade or anything to kind of,
Yeah.
to give you what you kind of, wanted to learn?
Yeah. So, I guess the short answer, not at all. I hardly even think that the professors here really know that they know the gist of technical analysis, some of them, but most of them have no idea. Um, you're just not really learning any direct skills that apply to trading, in my opinion. So, realizing that, I kind of wanted to pick up something like Fous4Trading to really self-teach myself how to do this stuff because you're not getting any of it really with this education system and stuff. It's just something that's even shunned upon, I think. So one day, which is kind of funny, I was actually sitting in my macroeconomics class. It was just midday, so nothing was really going on in the market. But was just looking through my little charting platform and stuff, and then my professor actually pulled up behind me and said I was doing black magic in front of a 250-person lecture hall. So that shows
So
you
he
kind
called
of,
you out, like literally everyone
yeah.
heard. Everyone heard.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, over the loudspeaker and everything, 250 people in there. So it was like, man. And I just wanted to be like, just, you don't know what you're talking about, but I couldn't do
So
it.
you just shut it down. All right.
Yeah, I just closed it, went back to my notes. And yeah, but that just shows, there's these professors here, for the most part, they just, they're happy with, their 2% returns on their portfolio and stuff. They're not really, this is a really small niche, I feel like, and it's one that you could really capitalize on. But at the same time, like I said, it's small and not really well known, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's, to me, is a big disconnect. I mean, there's so, and I've spoken with a lot of people that have gone through finance, and so you're in your first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finishing your first year. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have worked with a lot of people that are in the third, fourth year, and they're like, hey, Robert, I'm almost done with my degree and I don't even know how to read chart. I haven't learned anything about technical analysis. I don't know anything about moving averages. And they do our course, not just because they want to learn to day trade and maybe use that as a profession, but also to supplement their education that they didn't get. And I've had people, hey, I want to be a financial advisor. I'm almost done. And, I don't want to sit across the table from someone else and have no idea, how to read a chart. What are they doing? They're throwing darts and invest in this, invest in that. And they don't look at the technical analysis part of it. And for me, technical analysis certainly trumps fundamental analysis. So that's amazing that they're not even teaching that. So, and that's what we teach. We have our own niche. For those of you out there that don't know, we're technical traders, and we have our own niche, and we trade specific patterns and setups, and won't get too deep into that. But cool. So, all right. So you're in college, and you've gone through a program, or you're in our program, and so how is that working? College life, studying, exams, classes, parties, all that stuff.
Yes. I mean, I'm not a loner. I have a pretty decent amount of friends and stuff. I do, have some fun stuff. I do a bunch of club sports, and at the same time, I'm doing 2 majors and a minor as well. At the same time, growing a little marketing agency I have, and at the same time as that, teaching myself to code. So, I mean, I do have a pretty busy plate, and I still find time to literally probably 3-4 hours a day study, read on trading, and actually, trade the open and everything. So
cool.
It's been, pretty simple if you can actually, just manage your life. And like I said, I do a ton of different things separate from trading, and I have no problem with it. If you have, if you can get out of AM classes, I guess that's probably the best thing I'd say, honestly. But even at that point, if you have an AM class and, you can sit on your laptop and you may get called out by the professor once or twice.
Right.
But, if you could do that, it's still possible. And, even if that, you could swing trade too. So
right.
There's just so many opportunities you can really take up on there.
Definitely. So as I mentioned earlier, I also got started in college. It was actually graduate school, and super crazy. I was working full time and in graduate school, and learning to trade. Just pretty much everything that you have on your plate as well. And crazy schedule. On paper, I shouldn't have time to do it, but the passion that you and I had, to learn this skill and and obviously the motivation to make money and freedom is there. That's enough to get up that a little bit extra earlier, or focus a little bit harder on something else to get the time to figure out and learn a complete strategy. And here at Fous4Trading, we give you the direction to kind of to do that. Now, not that it's easy, but having mentors, having professionals work with you certainly helps. And
it expedites the process for sure.
Right.
I think so.
And I speak with a lot of people that want to get started, and a lot of people have busy schedules. But sounds like your schedule is pretty darn busy. So if you can do it, and you can fit it in, then there's no excuse. I mean, you're double majoring. Double majoring. Starting a business and learning to trade and learning to code. That's awesome. I mean, learning to code is certainly something that I wish I did when I was. That's cool. And so you're going through things. You went from, let's just kind of recap. You had a young interest around 8-9 years old. Started getting serious after in high school from traveling, and you want to kind of make make that freedom happen. So you're working for it. Go to school, you join our program, and so basically, take us through the next steps after that. So once you started the program, your decisions to come with us, and everything, your whole experience of, okay, I need a mentor, and all the people online, all the different strategies, all the YouTube stuff, all the stuff, making sense of all that. How did you kind of navigate all of that, find us, and then take us through after that, once you started with us in that process?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, in the online world, there's so much noise out there. There's just, you could find really anything on trading, and that I think is good and bad in the same way. So what really stood out to me with Fous4Trading was that it's, in my opinion, it's like an actual academy, if that makes sense. It's an actual structure. So I feel like I'm actually kind of going to like day trading school there. So a lot of these other, leading gurus and programs and stuff like that, I tried them out, and they basically just throw you into a chat with a ton of videos, a ton of DVDs, and say, good luck, like have fun. And most of the time you can't even get in contact with the actual like lead trader or mentor there. So, knowing that, I wanted to find more individualized attention. So once I started to kind of research Fous4Trading and stuff, I found that you literally every day trade with two amazing traders, and it's a structure. So you go through, like, you can't move on from Fous 1. You can't move on, from Fous 1 to Fous 2, then to 3 without completing with Pass 1 and, seeing progress. So me, I think that's pretty good. Direction is pretty big being a new trader. If you just are thrown blindly into the wind with no direction, it's going to, one, prolong the process of you improving, and two, get very, 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 very frustrating at times because you won't know where to turn. So having, a mentor in Fous4Trading and a structured program, it allows you to focus better on the things that you actually need to get done to get there, and kind of cut out all the noise, really.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. We try to be very personable. Cameron and I, when Cameron got started, he literally tried so much stuff for 3 years and finally found a system that worked for him. A lot of trial and error. Granted, this was 13 years ago. And when I got started, I had a very similar experience with you. There's so much noise out there. And I actually didn't know you started with others, and then came with us and liked the difference. Yeah. So yeah, we try to be very personable. So we have in case you guys don't know, Mike Spinoza is another student now, head trader of ours, and you actually hooked up with him at one point, right?
Yeah, he was down in Fort Myers for a little bit, I think in early January, and I actually got to meet him, have coffee with him, just talk some trading and stuff, and he's a pretty awesome guy. So the fact that I could actually just link up with a guy that I learned from and is so knowledgeable is pretty wild. It just shows you the nature of this whole company, really.
Right. Yeah, and it's not just with us. We have a whole community. I have a lot of friends that I've never met, but I talk to them every day because they're in the community and in the chat room, the trading. A lot of people have been there longer than I have. 8 years trading with us professionally, and they just hang out, do their thing, make money. We talk. The market isn't always super exciting, so we're kind of just talking what's going on and hoping to find the next trade, working together. And so we do try to have a nice community. So it's not just us. There's other people out there. Like, let's say you're starting, you're new, there's other helpful people besides us within the community that may be a little bit better than you, but they're not ready there yet. So everyone's kind of working together, and you can message each other and just kind of reach your goals together.
And I kind of like that too. I talk to guys on a weekly basis, even daily basis, some of them, and it comes from all different experience levels. So there's some that are just slightly better than me. There's some that are just starting out, and those are the ones that I feel are pretty important to actually hook up with, because if you could actually teach what you're thinking and your strategy to them, it's pretty beneficial. It shows that, you know your stuff. And, through this whole community, I've gained tons of new friends and stuff, like you just said too. And, yeah, I haven't met really any of them yet, but
Yeah, I've met
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some plans and stuff, so
Cool.
you've seen that.
Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, I annoyed let's just all of our best students. I don't want to say they're annoying, but all of our best students are the most proactive. Now, I would definitely bother Cameron a lot when I started. When I was new, I would ask all kinds of questions. Sometimes you'd answer, sometimes you wouldn't. And then if not, maybe my question wasn't formulated enough, or I could figure it out on my own. I would go and try to find that. If not, and then there's other people that within the community that I would talk to. That was then. Now we have full-blown mentoring programs where Cameron is there to answer all your questions. And
little or big, doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. So we've kind of expanded the program over time, made it more inclusive, more time to actually more personable with us directly. So definitely cool. So all right, so we've kind of really went through a nice timeline here, and again, the whole point of this is to kind of share Evan's experience here, and kind of for those of you out there that may be thinking about getting started, that his path may help you. Now, your path is going to be different, and I always stress to a lot of new traders that there's no exact blueprint for everyone. You're going to have your own tendencies. You're going to have your own ways of learning, and you're going to have your own ways of internalizing the information. So we provide tons of, lots of videos, lots of training, and time with mentoring, so you can ask those questions and get the answer the way you want it, and we'll explain it. We'll take the time for you to understand it. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I think that's helped me a lot is I'll have a specific question that really relates to my own style of trading, and Mike or Cameron is there to still answer it in a perfect way and stuff. So these other programs that I tried, if you have a question that's not really included in their video lesson or DVDs, good luck. Have fun with that. So I mean, you're really left there to figure it out on your own.
Right. Or they'll say, go watch them again.
Yeah, go watch those same things again. Like I said it here, like no, you didn't though.
I just watched it. I'm telling you, it's not in there. Yeah. I got that. When I was with other communities too. So just kind of discourages the whole learning process. So great. So we've talked about kind of getting started. So how are things going? How long have you've been with us for several months now, right?
Yeah, so about
it's the summer, I believe.
Probably about the summer and stuff. Actually, when you guys are Fous alerts, and I've kind of been through that whole change kind of with you there. So I mean, it's been pretty good. Right now, I went live early November, so profited $2,000 there, and by the end of December, I kind of once you're a newie and you start getting a little bit of money in your pocket, you get a little cocky, and did one trade, lost about $200. Got scared for a little bit there, so pulled my money. Then I kind of went back to PDT rule, which is something that restricts your trading only 3-day trades per 5-day rolling period, instead of the broker I had before, which allowed me to trade whenever I wanted to. So now I have just for this month and this coming February. So I'm just doing paper trading and E-Trade with PDT to really limit myself. So this month I'm actually seeing almost $1,000 as well. So in addition to my paper trading gains. So
that's good work. So let's kind of break that down. So you started in the summer, so you probably spent about 3-4 months of preparing with us before you went live. Yeah. So you went live with real capital. And guys, we have this program to get you ready. So many people want to get started too soon.
Yeah.
I did it as well. Evan here kind of took the proactive approach and really had the right mentality from day one, which is rare. Usually I have to, bang it into people's heads, the right way to get started. And I mean, it's just very simple stuff. You want to learn a strategy that works before you start risking your money. All right. So there's so much crap online, and uh, it's that you can get lost in it. So there's many things that work out there, and this is one of them. And if you like what we do and you want to learn more, feel free to ask. But you find one, stick with it, learn it, get good at it, and then risk your money, which you did, and you started doing well. Now, that's almost like a very common, rite of passage kind of a thing. Like you start trading, you start making money, your head goes crazy. You just
you get to the
up
desk
every
like,
day,
let's
super
do this.
excited, and you just trade too aggressive, and that can work. That can work, right? And then when it doesn't work, where are you, right? So, so it sounds like you did the right thing. So you're trading somewhere where you could trade freely without the PDT restriction. Which there's guys, I'm not going to get too much into this, but there's places where you can trade without the PDT rule restriction, which limits you to 3-day trades every 5 business days. And there's places you can go where that doesn't matter. Again, I'm not going to go too deep in that, but he was in a place rather quickly where he could day trade freely. That is recommended. You obviously want to trade freely, but for him, it was a little bit too much, right? So you made some gains. You found like you're over trading. So you kind of took your foot off the gas a little bit, kind of reanalyzed yourself a little bit, and now you're back to a mixture of, and you still have gains, you're still making money, but you're reevaluating what you did.
I'm honing in on what I really do best, which is key. And that's something that something I kind of want to bring up and highlight, I guess, is the fact that this all kind of happened right when I was about to talk to Mike and about to hook up with him. So really, if I had no one to kind of reach out to that was like a mentor, I probably would have not even been trading real money this month. And for the first 2 weeks of January, I could tell you straight up that I probably would have been in like a trader depression and really not been doing anything. So having, Mike there to kind of talk through and Cameron and everything, it was really helpful. And then of course the community to kind of bring me back up and say, hey, that was just one time, just sit back for a quick sec, reevaluate yourself, and then just, start going small again and getting your stride back intact.
Cool. Nice. So you're still trading live. You're still doing a mixture of paper trading. So you obviously have exams right now. So
I've been having a few tests lately.
That's another thing. When I was in trading my first 2 years in college, exam period, I definitely, would kind of take a break, maybe trade once or twice a week. Super stressful time. And it's the same thing for anything in your life. If there's, you're fighting with your girlfriend or the wife or whatever, or problems at work, all that stuff, just take it easy with trading or exams, like in your case, and, paper trade. So cool. Really good stuff. And any advice out there for, other traders?
Yeah. So,
getting started.
Honestly, I've been through a lot of different things. So in my opinion, like I said, there's so much noise out there. Just find a system that has, a proven track record with students out there that you can reach out to, the real humans, mentors that are real humans. And, that'll really prove that this system actually works and you can trust it. So, you don't want to just go throw your money into someone. I see a lot of these programs out here, and some of them that I signed on to, I don't even know who the person is that runs it. It's like, blank trading LLC or something, and I'll throw my cash into it, and it's just like 2 or 3 hour DVDs that just give you not really any good guidance for a newbie, I guess. And, find yourself a mentor as well. That's the biggest thing, or a program that allows you to have mentors. That's probably one of the biggest things that expedite your process.
Cool. Yeah. When I was getting started, it was so many people out there. A lot of people have the same experience, and there's a lot of people that do what we do as far as gurus. They claim to have a strategy, this and that, but there's actually not many people out there that have a decade of a track record that we do. That's what kind of appealed to me. And basically what happened is, I just started trading really well, and now I director of education, and I kind of onboard people. So certainly Guys, just have any questions, inquire on Fous4Trading.com. And we really hope that this experience with Evan kind of helped you answer some questions about the process from an interest to a goal and kind of how he got there. He's not done yet. He's still working towards that goal. And that's kind of the cool thing. Most people sit there, they talk and promote someone that has already reached the goal. Well, the detail is getting through the goal, and that's where we try to focus and step by step how to do it. And everyone's path is different. So right now, Evan got up to a hot start with trading, which is very common. You're fearless, right?
Yeah. You're hyped up every morning, ready to go just make a ton of money, and then you get stopped one time and you're like, okay. And so now you're probably just juggling in your mind a little bit of a fear, and you're preparing yourself for when you do go full. Do you plan to go back to full on trading? Oh, 100%. Yeah. Okay, I put a 2-month time frame on. If I'm green both months, January and February this year, March 1st, I'll be going live again. So. Okay,
that's setting your own goals. That's great. So you're kind of having your own structure there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Evan, that's really awesome. Actually, I learned a lot just from speaking with you about your process, and certainly you're doing well. You're great for the community, and so there will be other videos like this. And again, we just hope that you learned a lot, and thank you guys so much for joining.
Yep.
All right.
Appreciate it.
See you guys. Bye.